Hey y'all, welcome and or welcome back to the Naptime CEO podcast. If this is your first time hearing my voice, hello, how are you? My name is Andy and I'm a serial business starter and mom of two. I'm on the grind to grow a multi-million dollar legacy all while my little ones sleep, and I want you to join me. Don't forget to follow the show here and on Instagram at Naptime CEO Pod. Also, don't forget to rate the show. It helps way more than you think. In today's episode, we're talking about these sneaky habits that are secretly holding back your business. When I said these habits are like running on a treadmill, you might be doing a lot of moving in your business, but your business is really going nowhere, all right? This is a two-part episode because the list of habits is long, so make sure you come back next week for the other episode. Anyway, grab your paper and pencil and let's jump right in. I'm not gonna lie to y'all when I say that I probably suffer from some type of hyperactivity disorder. I do exhibit a lot of the symptoms, and up until recently, I hadn't realized how much of an impact it plays in my life. But it does play a big impact in both my personal life and my business life. I say all that to say that I am very prone to getting caught up in quote unquote busy work that will take up time, but not necessarily result in any type of business revenue. I'm going to discuss 6 habits that are keeping you stuck in business and how to overcome these habits to help you unstick your business and see real profits. Okay. Habit number 1 is doing everything yourself. So as single moms, we're used to being the ones to transport, cook for, feed, bathe, dress, and basically care for our kids. Even though, so I have a 13-year-old, so even up to that particular age, I'm still his transportation. I am still his scheduler. I'm still his everything. Right now, I'm worried about grades and moving to the next grade level and what school is the best for high school. That's where I'm at right now. And in business, it's no different, right? When we're entrepreneurs, we're wearing way too many hats. I, for one, am guilty of being my social media manager, my accountant, my salesperson, yada, yada, yada. And many other business owners are guilty of the same thing. I know that in my Rage Room company, I'm the person that you are going to be calling to book. I'm going to be sending you the invoice, and I'm going to be the person that shows up for you for the actual Rage Room. So that can be a lot, right? And instead of delegating or automating or outsourcing, we just go ahead and do it ourselves, right? So if this sounds like you, come to the front, man. Come to the front, okay? So in the beginning, this habit might be a must. Like for me right now, the Rage Room is just in a place where it's really not generating enough revenue to take on anybody else. We don't have enough bookings to be more than one person thing, right? You might not have the money to outsource jobs. You might not be able to find somebody to categorize your expenses, create content, or design your IG posts in Canva. But let me tell y'all that after a while, this will keep your business stagnant, okay? First, you're going to burn yourself out continuing to do everything. Because ultimately, it's going to lead to the more work you bring on, and that's the goal in every business, like to bring on more work. The more work you bring on, you're going to be spending later hours. And then it's going to create more stress because you're focusing on everything in your business as well as everything in your family. And we didn't start businesses to spend less time with our kids, or at least I didn't. Okay, I'm not working this hard so that I can be away from my kids more than I want. Clearly, yeah, I'm doing this while my children are asleep or at the least bit just not able to be here physically with me. But doing everything in your business also means that there's no room to grow. So wearing too many hats means that you're wasting valuable time on less valuable tasks. This can result in poor quality work because you're multitasking. It creates a structure where the only ideas you're getting are the ones that you create. I remember early on in my retail store, my online boutique, and all the things that I thought I was doing right for my business to come up. And I always felt like I wish I had a sounding board or a team to brainstorm with these new, fresh ideas. And I didn't have that. Well, eventually what happens is it hinders your scalability or your ability to grow, basically. And it can cause you to lose focus on the core revenue generating activities. So, like in the boutique, the whole point is to sell clothes, right? But then I get caught up in all these other stuff, how we look, how we're presenting ourselves online, all the other stuff that we forget that the whole purpose is to sell those clothes, right? And so then you don't sell the clothes. And ultimately, and I've been guilty of this. Have you ever told a client that you're going to send an invoice over the phone and then you hang up and then you get invested in another task and you forget? Yeah. When I say I've been there a lot. Okay. So wearing all the hats of your business, eventually things are going to fall through the cracks. And this could cost you time. It could cost you clients. And we don't want that. We want all the clients. We want all of our time, right? So a simple solution to wearing too many hats is creating systems that take care of small redundant tasks and hiring help for other tasks that are still important but could be outsourced a couple of times a week or a month. I think I have talked about that before, about if it's you're this big cake decorator or candy baker, and you know that on Saturday is one of your Friday and Saturday is one of your busy days, but on Wednesday and Thursday you have somebody come in to help you make those the treats or your candies or whatever. That might be ideal. Taking $200-300 or at minimum $15 an hour for 3 hours a week might not be that bad if it means you're able to take on 2 more orders to cover that $45 and then have some more. So anyway, habit 2 is avoiding your numbers. All right. I'm not going to lie to y'all. This next one is one I fight every day. Every day. Personally and professionally. All right. Avoiding your finances. I say this is a big one for me because I used to be guilty of doing this with my personal finances, like I said. And recently I relapsed. Okay. I had to get my shit together. All right. So anyway, fear of your finances leads to financial instability, like not tracking your cash flow or ignoring your profit margins. This is important information because understanding the financial state of your business is crucial for knowing if your business is profitable or struggling. So you'll never know if you're doing well if every day you're taking on sales every day, right? You're taking on sales every day, but you have bills and you're paying those bills out every day. Those bills are getting paid out every day. If you're never looking at your finances, why? We don't know if you're making money. You don't know if you're making money. Like nobody who looks at the finances if you don't look. When you're flying by your business, you're more likely to make financial decisions that could be disastrous to your business. This could include expanding too quickly or purchasing equipment your business can't afford. Knowing these numbers also helps you identify any red flags or minor issues before they become big problems, like increases in certain expenses, ingredients, or services that you probably could reduce if you shopped around. You're more likely to spot opportunities for growth in your market and reduce margin leaks and wasted opportunities by fixing inefficient processes or inaccurate pricing. How can you make smart decisions or scale your business without financial clarity? And when I tell y'all, it is damn near impossible. You have to be able to know what your finances are. There are a variety of things you've got to do to fix this habit. One of these ways that I find keeps me in the know about my finances, just in general, both my personal and business, is using a small business budget. I'm an Excel girl to my core. So when it comes to money, I use a master budget inside of Excel or Google Sheets. More likely Google Sheets because I can take it here. I can do it at work. I kind of can look at it anywhere, which I typically could do with Excel, but Google Sheets is just easier. I do use my budget fairly often. And the second thing that I do is I have weekly money dates with myself. So I set a date to review my income and my expenses. I analyze any changes and adjust my budget where needed. So like a couple of months ago, I realized that I was spending more in gas than I had budgeted. And so then I have to increase the gas budget. And that's just what it is. Now, could I drive less? Yes, but I honestly, to be honest with y'all, I really only drive to work and home. The bare necessities, maybe to go get groceries every now and then. So I've done all I can do to reduce that cost. And maybe I just have to increase my budget. And that's fine. The last thing you can do is sign up for some kind of accounting software. There are a few free options, like Wave apps, which I've used Wave apps for years. But there are more advanced and paid versions like QuickBooks, Zero. Y'all, there are so many other ones that you can use to track your income and expenses. You can draft reports. You can even collect invoice payments for a small fee. These accounting softwares take the guesswork out of the money your business brings in and puts out, and are necessary in knowing your whole business. It's like, I don't know. I had this thing where I used to be like just scared, and that's how I got caught up a couple of months ago. I was just not looking at my my account. Didn't know if I had enough money. I didn't care if there was enough money in there. It's like if it's out of sight, out of mind, and we just can't have that particular attitude about our business. If you decide, especially when you get bigger, and you decide to take on a physical location or a warehouse, right? You have to know if you can take care of that. Do I make enough money now to be able to do that? And so knowing your finances does that. And not knowing it could set us back big. Okay? Could set you back a lot if you're not aware of where your business is financially. Okay, let me move on. Habit number 3 is chasing every idea. All right. Now I did talk about me having some type of maybe hyperactivity disorder, and this next habit can kill your business faster than the roadrunner chasing the clutches of Wile E. Coyote, y'all. I'm not playing with you, okay? Shiny object syndrome. I did mention this in my last episode, but shiny object syndrome is basically when you're constantly finding and pursuing new things and abandoning your unfinished tasks or unmet goals. I don't even have to tell y'all this, but always pivoting or launching new products or constantly switching directions is bad for your business because it drains resources, it disrupts your focus, and it inhibits the quality of your core business. Shiny object syndrome, makes you busy but not productive, okay? New initiatives, goals, products, and services require a lot of your time and sometimes money. They require research, it requires planning, execution, okay, go on and on and on. When you're focusing on all these different things at once, you reduce receiving the sustained investment from one being successful. And by that, I mean, if I have 4 flowers and I'm trying to water all the flowers, make sure all the pots are fertilized, make sure that there are no pests in all the pots, right? I want to miss one, maybe. Maybe I miss 2, right? But if I focus on that one thing that I have right now, then that one flower, I can make sure that it's watered on time. I can make sure that there are no pests. I can make sure it's fertilized. It gets the right sunlight. I know that if it's in the wrong spot, maybe it needs more light, I can move it, right? And so this is what shiny object syndrome. And I have this really bad. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I'm a big squirrel. It's quick for me to be somewhere else. Now, don't get me started on not finishing tasks or completing goals, because like I said, I'm bad for starting something and then not finishing it. And that's in all aspects of my life, even my personal life, okay? But we are not spending our time and money just to abandon them because we found something else, okay? Absolutely not. When your business lacks focus, you lack any real chance of gaining momentum in your business. You can avoid this habit by seeing each task or goal through to completion. And it's okay to have 2 goals or 2 tasks that you're working on at one time. That's fine, but just make sure you're seeing those things to completion, okay? Even if you fail, then you move on to the next one, okay? Once you've successfully implemented that initiative, launch that product or that service, or are reaping the benefits of completing that task or meeting that goal, then you can branch out and explore other things. Again, we want to see it to completion, and sometimes completion is failure. And that is okay. If you failed, you still completed the task. And let's be honest, okay? In business, failure is not failure. It's like a lesson that you then have to learn from, and then you move on. Okay? Anyway. Habit number 4 is neglecting your marketing. Okay? Whoever said if you build it, they will come, needs to come to the front now. Okay? Right now. I remember when I first started my business, my boutique, I just knew people would just find my website and I would just sell out of my clothes, right? And even now, I do a lot of research to testimonies of other people when they started their business. And they will have you thinking that's what it is. I opened a business on Etsy and I sold out within the first week. And you're thinking, you know, I could do that. I could sell out, right? One of the things I'm still not good at and I'm looking to take a course in is marketing, okay? For this very reason, because maybe they are just selling out on Etsy. I have no idea. But anyway, neglecting the marketing component of your business is costing you a lot of money and it could potentially cost your clients. So word of mouth is still a viable way of growing your business, but relying only on word of mouth or waiting for clients to just find you is detrimental to your business and your mental, okay? Nobody knows or cares about your business if they don't know that you exist. Not having a marketing strategy in place means you're not in front of your customer and not making any money. Not to mention, you're launching products that won't sell, risk becoming invisible, and will lose out to your competition. And they're marketing their asses off. I promise you. Okay. They're out there killing the marketing game. All right. As I spoke about in my last episode, taking a marketing class is a surefire way to nip this habit in the bud. In addition to choosing to focus on one marketing channel and showing up consistently is better than inconsistently posting across 5. If you really got it like that, you can hire a social media manager or bring on an intern. Just make sure that when you take on an intern, you're adding some sort of learning component to the deal. Nobody wants to feel like free labor, and we want our interns to take something out of our internship program. Okay. Habit number 5 is staying in your comfort zone. One thing that we all know about staying in your comfort zone is you're limited to what you already know or what you already do. So off the rip, it's bad news if you choose to sit out any activity, idea, or innovation that will take you to uncomfortable heights. Things like playing it safe or avoiding risk, like raising your prices or pitching to bigger clients, or applying for funding can keep your business from making major moves. This habit not only keeps your business running in place, but also reduces opportunities for major growth, innovative ideas, and could put you behind your competitors in a huge way, okay? I'm in that phase of my rage room where I want to make a big jump in the next 6 to 12 months, and I can only do that with the help of grants and a solid team. So I'll be the first to tell you that I hate depending on other people. I hate having employees. There are certain aspects that I like about it, of course, but for the most part, I hate just depending on anybody outside of myself. But I'll learn how to lead an effective team if it's the last thing I do, okay? Look here. These things have to get done, okay? I am used to being a one-woman team, but I can't continue to do so because ultimately my business is suffering. So stepping outside of my comfort zone and trusting other individuals to provide the level of service I would is definitely hard and scary. But I am willing to take that for the risk, for the growth of my business, right? It's something that I have to do. I have to trust other people in understanding how important what we do is. If this does sound like you and taking that next big step or making that huge decision seems scary and inspiring fear, my challenge to you is to do one scary but strategic action each week. So for me, this was sitting with the grant consultant and telling her all about myself, my business, my goals, and how big I wanted my company to be. I'm not going to lie to y'all. Even sharing the plans for my rage room business sends anxiety to my chest, okay? But I am glad I did it. Each step gets you closer to bigger growth, more revenue, and more time to spend with your babies. So it's definitely worth it. Habit number 6, not investing in learning. Okay, you are not investing in your learning. Habit number 6 is a big one. Refusing to invest in courses, coaching, or tools because I already know my industry, or I'm a great business owner. My business is struggling because of XYZ, or investing just feels too expensive. Okay, let me be the first to say that if I have learned anything over a decade of entrepreneurship, it is that not investing in yourself and your learning is one of the biggest mistakes you'll ever make as an entrepreneur. Whatever industry you're in is changing every day, and not understanding these changes or simply not knowing them will cap your business at what you currently know, okay? This includes business management and ownership, skills like customer service or team building, and so many other areas of growing a profitable business. And when I say investing in yourself, I'm also talking about self-improvement, business leadership, and productivity investments. These could be books like the 12-week year, courses like those offered at Harvard or the BOT, or a quality mentorship program. Remember, you're never too old to learn, and keep in mind that learning is a continuous thing, and that's the teacher in me. Okay. So to help ease the impact of large expenses for learning and continuous education, you should create a plan and set a budget, a growth budget. So know which courses you're interested in, the order you want to take them, and their costs. Also, it can be quote unquote small. So along with expensive courses or mentorships, books are still a quality way to get knowledge. Okay. So y'all, that's it. Let's go ahead and recap our 6 habits. Doing everything yourself. Okay. We're trying to stop that. Okay. Avoiding your numbers. Look into those finances. Chasing every idea. Okay. One at a time. Neglecting your marketing. Just because you built it does not mean they're going to come. Staying in your comfort zone. Okay. One, you just got to level up. And then not investing in your learning. And we have already talked about that. So I want to say that we've all been guilty of some of these, but awareness is the first step. So my challenge to you now is to choose one habit to break this week. What habit are you picking that you're going to decide, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to blah, 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 blah. So for me, this week, I am really trying to find ways to be more productive with my time. I do find myself still doing a lot of like work, quote unquote, but not really making any real progress. I might do some research on grants, but I don't really find grants. I don't even look for grants, and I don't apply for grants. And the goal, my goal now is grants. I also don't talk to enough people. I don't reach out to enough people. So that's my habit for the week. Okay. Making sure that I am getting past that stage of needing other people or asking for other people's help. All right. Now remember, your business doesn't have to stay stuck. All right. Small shifts lead to big results. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of Naptime CEO. Again, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Naptime CEO Pod. And don't forget to pack your patience and keep your head high. I will see you guys next time.